Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to the most complete spoken English course on YouTube, where you learn English without boring grammar, without textbooks, and without stress. Here, you learn by listening to real-life stories and answering simple questions that will boost your fluency. Today's story is called My Friend Cheated and I Got Caught. Let's begin. I still remember that Friday morning in history class. It was the day of our big final exam, and I had butterflies in my stomach. My name is Ryan, and I was a quiet 11th grader who always tried to do the right thing. I wasn't the smartest kid in the room, but I worked hard. That week, I had spent every night reviewing my notes, flipping flashcards, and going over old quizzes. I was ready. My best friend, Josh, was not. Josh and I had been friends since the 5th grade. We played basketball together, ate lunch together, and laughed at dumb jokes together. But when it came to school, we were complete opposites. Josh was funny, confident, and lazy. He didn't like studying. He always said, "I'll figure it out the day before." But this time, he didn't. The night before the exam, Josh texted me saying, "Dude, I'm screwed. I didn't study at all. Help me tomorrow, please." I didn't reply. I felt torn. I didn't want to get in trouble, but I also didn't want my best friend to fail. The next day, I walked into class early, took a seat in the front row, and tried to focus. Josh came in a few minutes later and sat right next to me. He whispered, "Just show me your paper during the test. I swear I won't copy everything. Just help me a little." I shook my head. No way. That's cheating. But then he gave me that look, the kind of look that said, "Come on, we're friends." And stupidly, I nodded. The test began. The classroom was silent, except for the sound of pencils and pages flipping. At first, I kept my paper close, blocking it with my arm. But Josh tapped my leg. I looked at him. He mouthed, "Number 7. I moved my paper just a little, thinking it wouldn't hurt. Then he whispered again, "Number 12? I looked around nervously. The teacher, Mr. Bennett, was busy writing something on the board. I slid my test slightly in his direction. He scribbled the answer down quickly. Then it happened. Mr. Bennett turned around and saw us. "Ryan, Josh, stay after class." My heart dropped. The rest of the test was a blur. After everyone left, Mr. Bennett called us to his desk. "Do you want to explain what happened?" he asked. I opened my mouth, but no words came out. Josh stayed quiet too. Mr. Bennett sighed. "I saw what you were doing. This is serious. You know our school policy." We both nodded. He handed us slips, pink ones, detention forms. Josh looked at me like it was no big deal, but I was crushed. That night, I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I felt like I had betrayed myself. I had studied hard, done my part, and ruined everything to help someone who didn't try. The next day at school, Josh was laughing about it. "Dude, detention isn't that bad," he said. But I wasn't laughing. I asked him, "Why did you put me in that position?" He shrugged. "You could have said no." And he was right. I could have. I served my detention silently, counting every minute. But more than that, I decided something. I would never cheat, or help someone cheat, again. Friendship is important, yes, but integrity is more important. Years later, I still think about that moment. Not because of the detention, but because that day, I learned a lesson that would stay with me for life. When you sacrifice your values for someone else's shortcut, you both lose. Now, it's time for your quiz. Let's test how much you understood from the story. Remember, answer out loud, and you have 5 seconds to respond after each question. Ready? Let's go. What is the name of the student who tells the story? His name is Ryan, an honest student who tried to do the right thing. Who is Ryan's best friend? Josh, a funny and confident student who didn't like studying. What kind of exam were they taking? A final history exam, which Ryan had studied hard for. What did Josh ask Ryan to do during the test? He asked Ryan to let him see his answers and help him cheat. How did Ryan feel about helping Josh? He felt torn and nervous, but eventually agreed out of pressure. What happened during the test? Ryan slightly moved his paper so Josh could see, and the teacher caught them. What did the teacher do after seeing them? Mr. Bennett gave them detention slips and asked them to stay after class. How did Josh react to the detention? He laughed it off and didn't seem to take it seriously. How did Ryan feel afterward? He felt ashamed, disappointed, and couldn't eat or sleep that night. What lesson did Ryan learn from the experience? That integrity matters more than friendship, and shortcuts only hurt in the end. Great job. Even if you didn't get all the answers, remember, the goal is to practice speaking and listening. Now let's go over some vocabulary from today's story. Let's take a closer look at some key words and expressions from the story. Butterflies in my stomach, a nervous feeling before something important. Example: I had butterflies in my stomach before the performance. Flashcards, small cards used to help remember things while studying. Example: she used flashcards to learn new English words. Torn, feeling pulled between two choices. Example: he felt torn between staying and leaving. Mouthed, silently forming words with your lips. Example: she mouthed "thank you" across the room. Blur, something unclear or hard to remember. Example: after the accident, everything was a blur. Shrugged, lifting your shoulders to show you don't care or don't know. Example: he shrugged when asked about the missing homework. Detention, a punishment where students must stay after school. Example: she got detention for arriving late too many times. Integrity, honesty and having strong moral principles. Example: he showed integrity by admitting his mistake. Shortcut, an easier but less honest way to do something. Example: cheating on the test was a shortcut with consequences. Sacrifice, giving up something for something else. Example: she sacrificed her time to help others. Thank you so much for watching this video until the end. You are doing something amazing by learning English with stories. If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends, so more people can enjoy these stories and learn English the easy way. This is Docentes DigitalesTV, where you learn to speak English fast, easy, and with confidence. See you in the next video.